We welcome you inside the Charleston Coliseum here in the state capital of Charleston, West Virginia, as the NFHS Network brings you live streaming coverage of the 2022 West Virginia High School Boys State Basketball Tournament. Tonight's game is being produced by Video Productions in conjunction with the West Virginia Secondary Schools Activities Commission. Jack Withrow alongside my partner Andrew Miller, and we've got the quarterfinals of the Class 4A tonight. Two games here tonight. One is the number 1 seed, Morgantown. They are set to take on number 8, the Applemen of Musselmen.
Yeah, very exciting contest brewing here, although the first game between these two was not that. Morgantown has just been the dominant force all season after losing in the state title game to George Washington last year. They've come back this year with a vengeance, a lot of returning starters from that team that made it to the state championship. The first time these two teams met, it was a 31-point slaughter in favor of Morgantown. In fact, the Mohigans, Jack, have not lost to an in-state opponent this year.
No.
Their 4 losses have come out of state. They're averaging, defeating people by 28 points. It's going to be a tough task, but you've seen them one time. If you're Musselman, you know what not to do, obviously. Yeah. And once you get down on this floor, teams seem to play. We've seen the last 2 days. Teams play better down here than we think they might.
Take a look at the number 8 seeded Applemen of Musselman High School. They come in at 14-10. Head coach Derek Basile in his 20th year. They only average just under 56 points, give up 53 to their opponent, and their top player coming into tonight scoring-wise, averaging just under 17 points, is 6'3 senior guard Jordan Holmes. So he's going to be relied on heavily tonight, and I was talking to head coach Dave Tallman yesterday, and he's already got his eye on him, so they've got to stop him. That's one of the tasks tonight for his ball club of Morgantown.
That'll be the number 1 task for Coach Dave Tallman's crew. Holmes is the only player for this Appleman crew that averages double figures and scoring at 17.2. The next best are a couple of 7.9 and 7.3 points per game shooters. Meanwhile, Morgantown has 3 that average double figures. So obviously on paper, you look to take out the big score if you're Morgantown. If you're Musselman, you hope to get Jordan Holmes going quickly. On top of that, I think if you're Musselman in this game, on this floor, in the quarterfinals, you got to have 2 other guys step up and play above the level that they would normally play.
Exactly.
We've seen it the last couple of nights. We've seen players who are role players step up big.
Yep. Taking a look at the Class 4A number 1 seed Mohigans of Morgantown. They come in at 20-4, and like you said, they've not lost to anybody within the borders of the state of West Virginia. Their head coach in his 8th year is David Tallman. They average 74 points a game, give up just 46 a game. So defense a priority on this Mohigans team. And when you talk to him, the first thing he'll say about his players, you got to look right at these seniors on this ball club. Alec Poland, the 6'2 senior forward, averaging 17.2 points a game, and also Brooks Gage, the 6'2 senior guard, averaging 14 points. Those two have been in the program for 4 years, and he relies heavily on their leadership.
Absolutely. Poland is the guy to look at. If you're a 6'2 forward in Class Quad A, you better be stout. He is exactly that. He's a strong inside presence. He can step out and shoot as well. But once again, Brooks Gage, he's going to be running the show here tonight for Coach Dave Tallman, and the offense will run through him at least.
Yep, and the other guy, the other senior, is Jalen Goins, a 6'2 guard. Averages just 7.5, but they rely on him for his defense. He is the defensive guy that makes the big stop. Also, he shoots over 40% from behind the arc. And here's the intriguing one that I like. The young guy, only a freshman last year, but we all saw what he did on the floor for Morgantown last year. They had Sharon Young, the 6-foot sophomore point guard, averages 13.5 points a game. So keep an eye on Sharon Young tonight. And also Brody Davis, a 6'5 junior. He's a 5th starter in this lineup. He averages 8.6 points a game for Dave Tallman. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll have the introductions of the starting lineups. You're watching live coverage of the WVSSAC State Boys Basketball Tournament right here on the NFHS Network.
Hi, I'm Elena, and the little thing I love about the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is the barbecue sauce. There's something in that sauce when it meshes with the chicken and the bacon and the bread all together. I mean, it is like an explosion of flavor.
Hi, I'm Rashard, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the cheesy goodness at the bottom. The way that it combines with the crispy baked layer at the top is like that added flavor, that extra jazz to it. Once the fork reaches my mouth, that's it.
At Dutch Miller Auto, the time is now to get into the vehicle you want. Dutch Miller currently has the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles with an amazing inventory starting below $300 a month. Have a trade-in? There's never been a better time to get more than right now, as Dutch Miller is giving up to 30% above fair market value for any trade-in. Don't see the vehicle on our lot you want? Then ask about the Dutch Miller Advantage, which means you can order the vehicle you want, the way you want it, faster. Only at DutchMillerAuto.com.
1st set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Welcome back inside the Charleston Coliseum for this 4A quarterfinal matchup between number 1 Morgantown and number 8 Musselmen. At this time, we'll send it across court to our public address announcer, Mr. Frank Blake.
Let's welcome the Morgantown Mohigans. Introducing Musselman's head coach, Derek Basile. Meeting at center court with Morgantown head coach, David Tallman. For Musselman, assistant coaches, Carlton Branson, Shannon DeMassey, Tim Potter, Kyle Jackson, C.J. Venable. For Morgantown, assistant coaches, Stevie Sutherland, Dennis Kearns, Matt Lemine, and John Folks. Support staff for Musselman, Matthew Mahood, Artie Hartman, and Diane Miller. Support staff for Morgantown, Brian Clark, Anthony Giambroni, and Trey Tallman. And now let's meet the squads. For Musselman, wearing number 5, Addison Branson, goes to center court to meet with Morgantown's number 32, Brady Savage. For the Applemen, number 10, Logan Shelton. For the Mohigans, number 31, Ethan Wise. For the Musselmen, wearing number 11, Jacob Gordon. For Morgantown, wearing 23, Jacob King. For the Applemen, number 12, Austin Sines. For Morgantown, number 21, Jay Shrewsbury. For the Applemen, number 15, Isaiah Horner. For Morgantown, number 15, Zach Workman. For the Musselmen, at center court, 23, Kyle Jarrett. For Morgantown, number 10, Izzy Everett. For the Applemen, number 24, Gavin McLean. For Morgantown, number 24, Coma Neal. For the Musselmen, number 13, Nathan White. Also for the Mohigans, we have number 12, Ethan Mara. For the Musselmen, number 31, Gordon Schaefer. For Morgantown, number 1, Cam Dancer. And for Musselman, number 34, Trey Williston. Now turning to the starting fives for Musselmen, a 6-foot senior, number 0, Calvin Klepner. For Morgantown, at 6'5", a junior, number 22, Brody Davis. For the Applemen, 5'8", senior, number 4, Trenton Wolf. For the Mohigans, a 6-foot sophomore, number 5, Sharon Young. For Musselman, at 6'2", a junior, number 22, Jason Gordon. Morgantown, 6'2", a senior, number 4, Jalen Goins. For the Applemen, at 6'6", a senior, number 25, Connor Long. For the Mohigans, 6'2", senior, number 3, Brooks Gage. And for the Musselmen, 6'3", a senior, number 33, Jordan Holmes. For Morgantown, 6'2", senior, number 0, Alec Poland. It's time to honor America. We ask you to stand for the presentation of the colors by the South Charleston High School Air Force Junior ROTC. Carrying the American flag, Cadet Staff Sergeant Nathaniel Gill. American Guardsman, Cadet Senior Airman Chase Hively. State Flag, Cadet Senior Airman Bethany Allen. State Guardsman, Cadet Senior Airman Josh Boston. Singing our national anthem this evening from Independence High School, Lindsey Palmer.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets were clear, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Class 4A quarterfinal, number 1 Morgantown and number 8 Musselman tip-off next here on the NFHS Network.
Dutch Miller Auto, the time is now to get into the vehicle you want. Dutch Miller currently has the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles with an amazing inventory starting below $300 a month. Have a trade-in? There's never been a better time to get more than right now, as Dutch Miller is giving up to 30% above fair market value for any trade-in. Don't see the vehicle on our lot you want? Then ask about the Dutch Miller Advantage, which means you can order the vehicle you want, the way you want it, faster. Only at DutchMillerAuto.com.
Welcome back inside Charleston Coliseum as we get set for the Class 4A quarterfinal. Number 1 Morgantown, number 8 Musselman. Taking a look at Applemen. Calvin Klepner, the senior guard. Trenton Wolf, senior guard as well. Jason Gordon, the 6'2 junior forward. Connor Long, the 6'6 senior center. And rounding out the starting 5, Jordan Holmes, 6'3 senior guard, averaging 17 points a game. For Morgantown, the 6'2 senior guard, or forward, Alec Poland. Brooks Gage gets the start, the 6'2 senior guard. Jalen Goings, 6'2 senior guard. Sharon Young, the sophomore, 6-foot point guard. And rounding out their starting lineup is Brody Davis, the 6'5 junior guard. Morgantown in their home white jerseys. Says Morgantown across the chest in the blue. The red numbers trimmed out in blue. As Musselmen in the away green jerseys, says Musselman Applemen across the front in white numbers trimmed out in red. And we are set to go a three-man officiating crew in John Mills, Robert Precora, and Mike Lemons. Ball up in the air, and first possession will go to the Mohigans. They'll be going left to right as you're looking down on the Coliseum floor. Man-to-man defense starting out for the Applemen.
Be interesting to see early on if Musselman can handle the blitzkrieg offense of this Morgantown team.
Young penetrates left side, floater up with the right hand, 2-0 Morgantown. In these teams played, Morgantown defeating Musselman 74-43. And ball stolen, turnover. And here comes Brooks Gage. Left elbow, wide open, shot up and in.
Well, Morgantown with their first two open looks, both dropping.
Trenton Wolf over on the right wing. They feed it down low, and we've got a reach-in foul on Morgantown.